So I warned you that we're going to get back to some Donald Trump clips. And I will say, I think people would think that because our show is very pro-Democrat, very pro-liberal, and very anti-Donald Trump, you would think that we talk about and have clips of Donald Trump all the time. We necessarily don't. I mean, we haven't had a lot of Donald Trump clips in a while. I mean, even you and I would sit here and think, yeah, we have a lot of Donald Trump clips, but I look back and some clips or some shows we don't have any clips of.
Well, honestly, I hate them and they make me sick to my stomach, but it's good for people to continue to not forget how much of an idiot he is.
Well, they may not want to forget this clip where he is so intent on getting any edge he can to win the presidency that he is willing for the American economy to go into the tank. He had this to say about what he's hoping for in the next 12 months.
We have an economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running.
I can't even begin to point out how stupid that comment is. First of all, he's admitting, by the way, that the economy is doing well now, which is surprising.
Right.
But it's off the fumes of what he did
4 years later.
4 years later.
Trump's
now,
economy.
If you have any ounce of intelligence, you would understand how incredibly stupid that comment is. And because if there was any validity to the comment, any intelligent person would list the amount of things that he's basing that on.
Right.
He can't do that.
Imagine that. This is Trump's economy. Like, what?
He can't name it. He can't name a thing.
He doesn't.
But anyway, let's finish up.
Off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months.
Cool.
Because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. The one president, I just don't want to be Herbert Hoover.
He doesn't want to be Herbert Hoover. But he does want the economy to crash in the next 12 months. He'd like to see it. That will help his cause. If everything continues to go the way it's going, the economy not only isn't going to crash, it is vastly improving. And we have made this point on this show before that if Joe Biden is such a horrific president for the economy, you would think that the economy would be getting worse. But after COVID, when everybody's economy crashed, this country under Joe Biden has made the biggest and best strides of any other country since COVID had hit, economy-wise. And I think he's doing a phenomenal job. And Lana, I talked to a friend of mine, an acquaintance, I should say, not necessarily a friend. I haven't seen him in a while. And he was like, hey, congratulations on your YouTube podcast. And I was like, oh, you watched it? Because I know he's like a far right guy. And he was like, yeah, I watched it for a few minutes. And then you said Joe Biden was one of the greatest, the great president. So I turned it off. And I didn't want to get into it with him. I didn't even bother. But I was just like, can I ask you a question? What is it about Joe Biden that's horrible? Like, other than the perception that you're getting from Fox News and all these people that he just doesn't know where he's at, that he's brain dead, that he's, what about it? Or that he caused the inflation, or, why do you hate him so much? What is it about him? I'm in a bar watching football, so it's probably not the best place to have that conversation anyway. But again, I still don't understand why people say he's such a horrible president. Worst president since Jimmy Carter. They've got that implanted in their brain too, that Jimmy Carter is one of the worst presidents of all time, which he wasn't. Wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst.
Right. I don't know. Did he answer?
No, well, I didn't. That's what I said. I didn't even bother asking him, but that was my thought. My thought is, what is it? Why is it that you say that? But,
he's a pedophile.
Yeah, that too, just dumb shit, man. God damn. But, outside of that, he also
He
Donald
wants-
thinks he got a raw deal because of COVID because he had a plan.
Can we not gloss over the fact that Donald Trump wants the economy to fail
Yeah,
so that you lose your value of your stocks or maybe your retirement
401ks,
so
home values.
he can run on it.
Correct.
Sounds like a great guy to me.
I mean, and here's the sad part. Do the flying monkeys go, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to
Right?
have my 401k go in the tank.
They
I'm
would,
willing
they would.
to
They would. They probably
lose
would.
my job.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do this for President Trump.
Yeah.
Or are they, gosh, I do not like using the words smart enough. So I'm going to try to figure out something to substitute that. But because I can't think of anything like right now, I'm going to use the words, are they just not smart enough to understand his plan? Are they not acute enough? Or are they not?
That's part of it. And then the other part, I think they have so much trust in him. It's like, well, if he's saying that we need to crash the economy in order to do a fresh start, then God darn it, that's what we're going to do. If he needs to crash this plane while we're on it,
Right.
so there's a fresh start. Okay.
Speaking
I
of
believe
planes,
it. Jim
speaking of
Jones.
planes, did you see that plane that was
Oh,
flying with a fucking door fell off?
That shit was great. Those people were incredibly calm from the video that I saw.
I agree. I'd be like, whoa. My head would be in my lap just so I don't have to see. I don't want to see a gaping hole in the side of a fucking airplane. I mean, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God, I would have been throwing up. I cannot. But maybe they're just frozen in fear because I'm looking around that video that I saw. I'm like,
Yeah.
their mask on, and they were just all like,
All right. I mean, I guess we'll be landing in a few minutes. I'll be,
man. I mean, it's probably credit to the attendants.
yeah. I mean, and that's what it probably comes down to. They're like, guys, we're fine. Don't worry about it. We're not far from the airport. We'll be landing soon.
Right.
We got
Right.
this. So I don't know. Maybe I think I would be calm.
I mean, I'd be like, "Ah!"
But anyway, Donald
calling people.
Donald thinks he got screwed, by the way, because of COVID. COVID fucked up his entire plan. He had a phenomenal plan to get us out of debt altogether, had it all set up. COVID hit. Let's listen to the plan.
Oil and gas to Europe. They wouldn't have even needed the pipeline. It wouldn't have been able to compete with us.
Real quick, look down in the bottom left. Do you see where this interview is being conducted? On Lindell TV. That's Mike Lindell, the pillow guy. Apparently, does he have his own network or channel?
Is it, or is it just a YouTube or something?
It's not. Well, it's not a network. There's no way anybody. He doesn't even fucking have his own money.
It's probably some streaming platform. That's why he's got that thing there.
Could you imagine doing an interview on Lindell TV?
Yeah, it's probably a streaming platform, right? Yeah, because what TV? He's broke. That dude's broken and broke now.
My guess is it's no different than the black and white show. I think
That's what
yeah,
me too. Isn't that, they don't even have good lighting.
right.
They
Right.
don't have a ring light.
Do you have a ring light? Because I just ordered one.
Oh well, right now I don't because I broke mine, so I'm using like excuse me. It's a regular little lamp because
Well, you rocking any light. I'm trying to find a light. I'm looking at I'm like, I don't know. I need some lighting. I need some makeup. I need all that shit. Whatever. But camera makeup. All right, let's finish. Listen to this dolt.
And we're going to make a fortune. We were going to start paying down debt. We owe
Yeah,
$34
damn it.
trillion. We're going to start paying down debt. Everything was going great. In fact, I was all set to do that. And then we got hit with COVID. We had to worry about that.
Tricky COVID. We had to worry about that.
You
So
worried
I had
about
everything lined
COVID?
up. We were going to sell oil and gas to Europe. We were going to be out of debt, but that fucking COVID just ruined all my plans, even though COVID came nearly at the
COVID
end of
didn't
my
exist.
term.
I don't know which one is it. Yeah, I'm so confused. I thought
Which one is what?
I thought COVID didn't exist. Like, which
Right,
one is it? That was a hoax. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so you're right, because the first 4 months of COVID, he said it's just something, it's going to go away in a second.
Yeah.
So when did this plan with Europe and the gas sale? I mean, when was that planning on going down? Because at some point he's acknowledging that he had to deal with something that at first said was not serious, and now it is serious. And the fact that people don't call him out on shit like this, where they just, well, of course, on Lindell TV, they're not going to.
Right.
But that'd be my question. I'd be like, I don't understand. When was the deal supposed to go down? I mean, was this a 1 week deal that you had it shored up in just a week?
Right.
And then 1 week later, you realized COVID was a problem?
Right.
Like, can you give me the specifics on that? My guess is there is a 0% chance he could give one specific on this deal.
Correct.
Between him and Europe selling oil and gas that would pay off the entire debt of the United States.
The debt he made.
The debt he created, correct, at least 25% of all the debt ever created in the United States, he's responsible for, but he was going to pay it off with this, this oil and gas deal with Europe. What? Oh, man. Lana?
Tired. It's just horrific. I can't believe we are here.
So this clip is just, we keep talking about cognitive decline. Nikki Haley recently was asked about the Civil War and what caused it. Donald Trump weighed in with his view on the Civil War. And if you or any of our viewers can tell me just what the fuck he's talking about, I will be highly impressed. Maybe I was tired when I listened to the clip. So we're all going to listen to it together with full attention. Here we go.
If you take a look, I mean, the wars, I don't know what it is. The Civil War was so fascinating, so horrible. It was so horrible, but so fascinating. It was.
Every word is so grandiose, fascinating, horrible.
What is this?
The greatest.
What is this? Kids Guide, President Trump, freetrumpbook.com.
Yeah, of course. These are, for the suckers who are watching this on, again, another network, RSBN, which I have absolutely no idea what that is.
This is no wonder people are indoctrinated. Like, this shit is ill.
Yeah.
But it probably costs $80 to ship.
But this was right. No question. No doubt about it. But this is at an Iowa rally, but everything so far is horrible. And
look at the bottom. There's no evidence Joe Biden won.
All right. This is a wild ride. So let's finish.
I don't know. It was just different. I just find it. I'm so attracted to seeing it. So many mistakes were made. See, there was something I think could have been negotiated, to be honest with you. I think you could have negotiated that. All the people died. So many people died. That was the disaster. If you got hit by a bullet in the leg, you were essentially going to die or lose the leg. That's why you had so many people, no legs, no arms. If you got hit in the arm or the leg, it meant you were up because the infection gained.
Well, that's really his only reference and knowledge of the Civil War, because he's just using stupid words like it was fascinating, it was horrible. And he's
talking about bullets in the leg.
Yeah, but let's not gloss over, as a term that you used earlier, let's not gloss over that he just said that the Civil War is something shouldn't have happened because it could have been negotiated. And if Donald Trump were there, the king of negotiation, which, by the way, I don't know if I brought it up on this show before, but I didn't know we had all these comments. Oh, look who's here. Owen Benjamin highlights. I'll get to those comments here in a second. But he's the king negotiator, right? He's this unbelievable negotiator. And he wrote a book called The Art of the Deal, which is supposed to be a book where I'm supposed to read and become this incredible negotiator and learn how to do business. He followed that up with another book that apparently was a bestseller called The Art of the Comeback. Well, my question is that if you wrote a book that was so great about dealing, and I'm supposed to be really good at dealing the first time, why would I need to come back? Why would I be in such a position? Because he was nearly broke at one point, and he wrote a book called The Art of the Comeback because he wound up getting money back. Part of that money is because his daddy died. Well, actually, a large amount of that money is because his daddy died, and got over $400 million for that. But I'm not understanding why you would have to write The Art of the Comeback if The Art of the Deal was supposed to be the book to tell everybody how to be such a great millionaire or billionaire or whatever the fuck it is he was trying to tell people, which he didn't even write, by the way. He didn't even write that book. It was close written.
Well, Art of the Grift.
Yep. All right, let's finish up this idiot.
Green. It was just such a, sort of a horrible time. But I was thinking to myself, because I was reading something. And
he's thinking to
I
himself.
said, this is something that could have been negotiated. And it was just for all those.
Lana, what's the negotiation? What? Some people can have slaves, some people can't? Is that the negotiation?
I have no idea. What is there to negotiate? Maybe, light-skinned slaves get to go and we keep the dark ones in the fields. That was already done.
I think they tried the negotiation. They basically said, hey, we're stopping slavery. And they said no. And they said, all right, well, we're going to fuck you up. That's really the negotiation.
He said he has a different one. So I don't
know. Let's see if he says anything about it.
People to die, and they died viciously. That was a vicious, vicious war. And in many ways, look, they're all this, nothing nice about it. But boy, that was a tough one for our country. But I think it's, Abraham Lincoln. Of course, if he negotiated it, you probably wouldn't even know who Abraham Lincoln was. He would have been president, but he would have been president. He wouldn't have been the Abraham Lincoln. Would have been different, but that would have been okay. It would have been a thing that, and I know it very well. I know the whole process that they went through, and they just couldn't get along. And that would have been something that could have been negotiated, and they wouldn't have had that problem. But it was a hell of a time. And
what are we talking? What are we talking? I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, that's why I said I welcome anybody to tell me what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know.
Legitimately, they didn't get along. We talking about the North and South didn't get along? What are they mad? Like they were neighbors and someone cut someone's tree down? What the fuck are we talking about? One place wanted to enslave fucking humans. What is this? They didn't get along? Well, but that makes sense, right? The very fine people on both sides. That's that same bullshit. What the fuck are we talking about?
Well, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. Well, let me finish this clip because he said so. I think he says something about Putin. Hold on.
When you think of it today, I would have absolutely stopped Putin. He would have never gone in. And he didn't. For 4 years, he didn't. There was never even a thought of it going in. And that was the apple of his eye. He would tell me. We would talk.
That's absolutely not true. Him and I, they're talking about, he's insinuating him and Putin would talk, and Putin was saying, hey man, I really want to invade Ukraine. And Donald Trump is telling him no. So he sat there like a good boy and didn't do it. Get the fuck out of here. You scare nobody, Donald, other than your flying monkeys. That's it.
He scares no one.
No, we laugh at you.
He didn't do it. Putin said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it.
God damn.